So I am here at Hunt Valley Cars and Coffee. I drove the 98 355 Ferrari.
He goes over there because the kids, the kids are all friends.
Tough space today. Beautiful day, so everybody is here. I'm sandwiched in between a Kaiser Manhattan, and I'll tell you what, it's a really cool car right there. I got a little bit of a rat rod, an old coupe, and not a 1975 if I saw the rear bumper Corvette. Got a few Corvettes around here, no doubt about it. There's a 63 split window there in the background. Only year for that split window. They didn't like it, but everybody loves it now, and they bring a lot of money. Here is also about a 76 or 7, been modified with the paint, side wheels, and everything else. Dash, you can see it's all been kind of modified, and there's a newer Corvette. So that's a fuel injected 63. So we'll go somewhere a little later. So here we are. This is the close-up of this 63 fuel-injected Corvette. All 327s this year. Only year for the split window coupe. Fuel-injected stickers on the side. Really clean car. You can just see under hood everywhere. Just a beautiful car. High horsepower, definitely a big desirable car this year. See a four-speed trans, beautiful dash layout in these things. I'll go around to the other side. Just the whole look of it is a great look. This fastback, love the fuel filter, like racing is what it looks like. It's got the knockoff wheels on it, which are really cool. So that's just the one. There's no 5 bolts. That's it. That's what holds them on. Silver, I don't know what it's called. It just escapes me at the moment. But there's the dash in. You can see this is a higher RPM. It looks like it redlines at about, that might be 6,500 Rs is what that looks like. But beautiful dash layout in them. The radio goes straight up and down. Pretty easy to work on for the most part, other than this one is fuel injected, so it's definitely something that's a little quirky. If you look, this is where the master cylinder is. There's one master cylinder for both the front and rear brakes. So it could be kind of dangerous. People and this is not power brakes, these are manual brakes. Probably drum brakes on this car. That's something that they switch around just for safety purposes. If a line were to break on the front, you'd lose all your brakes. So, and it's a fast car, so probably faster than it is a stopper. However, the emergency brake, you can't quite see it, is to the right of the steering wheel. Now you might be able to see it. So you can pull that. It's an old-fashioned pull it with your hand. So in an emergency situation, if you needed to, that's what you'd want to pull on. But really, you can see all the hoses. Just a really nice car. Very straight. You can see his tags, 63 split. So again, 1 year only. Pretty cool. So it's a beautiful day here. You can see a lot of Corvettes lined up, of course. Just everybody's here. Chevelles, you name it, whole thing. A lot of just a lot of different hardware here. And then you got an Audi next to this old Corvette. You got a red label Honda, which is, they're beasts. This car is just something right there, and he's got it all jacked up. One of my favorites now. This is a Ason Martins Vantage. Not crazy about the color. That was not the Vantage starting up. That is an old truck, and obviously he's got a pretty stout motor with a big cam in it. But it's a beautiful car. Flat Look at the door handles, they're flat, really cool. Oh, and this is a 6-speed one. That's kind of rare. Definitely a desirable one. Nice plain black, I like it. Again, not my color, but I would take it. You know, it's you know, on this car, I think I don't know. I love the black on it, of course, but it is a really cool car. It's something that I'm thinking about if I can find the right one. And I don't mind if they're a paddle shift one. I would certainly do that because I think it's just a fun car to drive. So again, it's got a little bit of darkened windows, which looks in it, which is nice. Motor in them. It's a 4.3 liter V8. They make it a 380 horsepower. I think it's 302 pounds of torque. So they've got plenty of balls. It's a fast car. 0 to 60, probably mid 4s or high 4s. But just fit and finish, really nice. Just a really sweet car. I think they look gorgeous. Here we are again, June 25th, Hunt Valley Cars and Coffee. This is Grand National. Brings back a little memories. I ordered one brand new in 1986. This is a 1987 Grand National. On the front, there's no chrome on the front. Sound quiet, but they are. It's a 3.8 liter V6. It's turbocharged and intercooled. They made 245 horsepower in 87. 4-speed automatics with like a very short first gear. They're very quick. Fastest car made that year, faster than the Corvette, etc. So there's a lot of history with that. New Corvette, beautiful, of course. See a little bit of everything. You know, things that I wouldn't particularly maybe buy myself, but you see them in person and you're like, hey, that's pretty cool. Some old Thunderbirds. You know, they were competing. Probably the Corvettes were more competing with them. And at the time, the Thunderbirds were probably it's a bigger car, probably a little nicer, bigger motor. And then what happened was they both went in their separate directions. Corvette became more of a performance car, and the Thunderbirds became more of a touring luxury car. But what a beautiful dash in this car! It really is something. I would say at a guess it's a 57-ish. I could be wrong, but there's a gentleman here that confirms that I am old enough, I guess. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think they were 312 V8s. 312.
This has the 4-barrel, that has the
4-barrel. Beautiful dash, look at the dash layout. And that, just gorgeous. Really was nice.
total restoration 2 years ago.
Okay, total restoration 2 years ago, the gentleman just told me. I mean, look at the motor. This is when they were doing a piece of arts, and it is artwork under there. I'm very proud of everything they did. Then they lost it for 20, 30, 40 years, and then they all...
Photograph this. That's what Ford used to show it was a brand new car. They would feel it about 500 miles.
Wow. So you can see the paint stickers he just showed me all over. Really cool. In a lot of different spots is what I see. Total restoration here. And gorgeous car. And your name?
Charles.
Charles Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Great to see you.
It's a great... I was like, I know who that is.
Mark here with Passin Gas Garage. Again, I'm here at Hunt Valley, Cars and Coffee. All kinds of cars. You never know what you're going to find. It's an older Toyota Supra. He's got it modified. You can see that. Bigger intercooler, bigger turbo. These things are a beast before they're modified. I can only imagine now. And they're bringing a lot of money right now. Here is a probably 70 to 71. I believe it's a 70 by the front. They had a unique front emblem on it, so I believe this is a 1970. I could look at it, but 350, 245 horse. Board on it. But really, it had a 70 Z28 and a 71 Z28, so fairly familiar. This is high back buckets. So that would be 71 if these are the original buckets. You know, so that's one of the clues. It's a Type LT. I'm not sure when they brought it out. So I would, if I was guessing, it's a 71, maybe a 2. No spoiler on the back. Which, you know, I love the little spoiler. These cars, you can really make them fast. It's from my high school days. We had a little bit newer ones back in high school, late 70s. But really pretty good shape, straight. These panels are straighter than what it probably ever came from the factory with. You know, your basic automatic shifter. It looks like it has AC on it, or did. Got the vents for it, and it does have AC. There it is. It's your air conditioning over here. All right, alternator. Looks like some newer stuff. Just a small block, Gen 1. 350. Power brakes. And not sure what the color is. It's like a burnt orange. Looks pretty straight. And here we have Plymouth's version of, I would call it Plymouth's version of the Camaro, the Dodge Dart / Duster with a 340. So it was a good motor. The Dodge guys, Plymouth guys, they love the 340s. Most of these cars didn't have anything like that. They had a 318 V8 or a straight 6. Actually, I should say a slant 6, a 225 cubic inch slant 6 motor, 1 barrel. This one is automatic, but it's got a great automatic in it. To look at that, fold down rear seat. It's really pretty cool. It's Plymouth's version of what we call rally wheels. So you don't see these much, especially with that little sunroof in it. You know, you just don't see it. It's pretty cool. Like I said, the Plymouth guys, they love the Dusters and Darts. Anyways, my Shelby GT350 over there. Whoops, sorry, I don't know where I was pointing at. Vertical Mustang. The big Pontiac Bonneville. Now these, I think, had 421 V8s back then. Stout motors. Definitely a big cruiser. It's in restored, just in great shape. Everything looking great on it. This is also the traditional Pontiac front grille. They love to split it in half. You see that. So move out of this guy's way. We've got a Audi A4 coming in. It's Quattro. I said Audi. It's got VW wheels on it. It's an Audi, and he must have switched the wheels. There's a Duster in really good shape. Another one that's a 340. So that's 2 that we've seen. Bigger wheels. It's got some repro wheels on it, so they're definitely a little bigger than what it should have. And over here is one of my ex-boss from a long time ago. His Corvette. It's a 427. It's not a 450 horsepower. I'll have to tell Chip he's cheating a little bit. 67. Highest horsepower would have been a 435, I believe, but in great shape. White, blue interior, red line, 6500R. So Chip loves cars. He's mostly a Porsche guy, but he's got some old Corvettes, and you know, definitely all his stuff is in great shape. You know, it's got knockoff wheels. See that? It's got the side exhaust. I mean, it's just in phenomenal shape right here. You know, it's tough for him to get out and drive them all. You look at it, it's got an aluminum intake on it, and I don't know what are options. I think these had no power brakes on it, by the way. You can see there's the master cylinder right here in the back, and you don't see the the power brake booster in the back, so it's can be a handful to stop. It's probably 4-wheel disc brakes. I have to look at it. Maybe these are all drum, 4-wheel drum, but just a big block hood. So this is the 427 big block. If you look at the valve covers, you see how big and wide they are. Just a lot bigger size motor in cubic inch, but also in physical size. So Chevy guys, you know, you call that a big block. As compared to here's a white 63 split window coupe. This will have a small block motor, 327 in it. It's 100 cubic inches smaller, and when you look at it, you can see the valve cover itself right here. A lot thinner, and it's just smaller motor in general. So it's lighter, not as heavy on the front end. So some Zora didn't want to put the big motor in it, it's too heavy in the front, hurts the handling. Again, same thing there. Look at that master cylinder. No power brakes in this car, so you better be able to step on the brakes. And you see the difference in this one, for safety reasons, that's a dual master cylinder, so it's got a front and rear. You know, if your front brake line will break, for example, it won't. Still would have some back brakes, whereas this one over here, it's got one master cylinder for both front and rear brakes, so a little different. Pretty cool. If you look at this from passenger, it's like a little grab bar, we'll call it, and they all have it. So this style car is made 63 through 67. It was either in a convertible format like this or a coupe version. Convertibles hide underneath of this. The top does. They do make a hard top for it. This is a 63 also right here. A lot of 63s here today. It's black. Again, by the split window in the back, which people just didn't like. It blocked their view. Of course, in hindsight, everybody loves it. All of these, ironically, have the knockoff wheels, spinner caps on it. Really cool. This guy's got a little different shifter in there. And again, the radio and all of them went straight up and down. If you look at that in the middle of the console there, it goes straight up and down versus across. See it better over here. Clock. Of course, this clock works in this one. A lot of them only work twice a day because they're broken. You get it? Twice a day. But this one's in really, really good shape. A lot of times what'll happen is the aluminum on the front there of the glove box will get all banged up, dented up. Something you don't see much anymore on cars. You know, you got this side vent, which is really cool. Just a beautiful car in perfect shape. There you have it. Here I am, Cars and Coffee. Behind me, it's kind of tough to see. Got a gentleman sliding by, but I believe this is a 1965, 64. He just corrected me. Lincoln Continental, suicide door, convertible, you name it. Really, really cool. And again, it's Mark with Passin Gas Garage, and hopefully you guys enjoy what we're doing today. Here is the car that was behind me. So this is again the yellow one. We got another one pulling in. They're reproducing is what they're doing. These cars, when they get close together, one's a male, one's a female. You're looking good back here so far. I'd give you another foot. I'd probably stop there. So here he is. Again, this is a 64 convertible, and it looks like they look identical. I'll ask this guy again if that's a 64. He'll tell me. Big hubcaps. So there's the suicide doors on that made them kind of famous. You know, they both open. This one opens up like this. So instead of this handle being here in the back and the door swinging open this way, this door swings open this way, the same. And there's no center posts in the middle, so it's very open. Really, really very cool. I don't know what the color is. Some kind of canary yellow, I guess, but really cool car. And they look pretty much the same to me, so I'll ask him if this is a 64 or 5. But big bench seat, fit 3 people in there, no problem. If you notice the power window switches over there, you see 2 of them. So this little vent right here has its own power window switch. Then you got one, of course, for the window. Think about this, it's 1964. And in the back, look in the back, power window switch, but also you've got an ashtray. Everybody's smoking back then, and plenty of room for your legs. I mean, just a big cruiser. Key not on the column, but in the dash, and what gear you're in right there. Just a cool car. But I'll ask him and see if this is also a 64. So is this blue in a 64 also? Yes. It is. So 2 64s. Both 64s. like I said, I think it's like a husband and wife thing here, you know, the cars. They're reproducing.
JFK took his last ride.
What's that?
JFK took his last ride.
Is that right? Yeah, there you go. JFK was in one of these. But so really pretty cool. Look at the front end. Just that really suicide doors. Nobody knows what that is anymore, but they're great. Hood emblem, just gorgeous. Really, really neat cars. Very historic. So there you go. Here is also a brand new Corvette. These things. Show's winding down a little bit. Again, it's marked with Passin Garage and Cars and Coffee in Hunt Valley. And these cars are something. I mean, look at the stitching inside. They got the red steering wheel, like all the race cars like to do that. You know, red interior. This is probably classic white with a red interior, but you can see the red pinstriping. Just really is a beast. I believe they are, I want to say the 495 horsepower, just the base model, but it's a very usable 495. You know, this car is handled, just does some real incredible things. And this is when they switched to go to from a front engine Corvette to they'll call it a mid engine, but a rear engine Corvette, like Lamborghinis and Ferraris, etc. So it's kind of what they've done. Big brakes all the way around. You can see that. Look at the size of the caliper on this one. Branded, it's red, it says Corvette. But huge calipers, big brakes. Not slotted or drilled or anything like that. Just also though in the back, big brakes. You see the red brake there. The little brake in the back, right for the parking brake or emergency brake, as you like to say. But very cool, and just a really nice car.